Well, hopefully. So we're going to talk about ITC today. Here's a question for the crowd. Easy question. What does ITC stand for?
I always have to look it up, to be honest with you.
Somebody go ahead and type in what they think ITC stands for. No worries, Ro. Be safe out there, please.
Why do you think we call him Dirt, Kendrick?
What happened?
Is Brian drunk?
Yeah. All right. So ITC stands for instrumental trans communication.
Why?
So
instrumental should be an easy one for me to remember. I always forget what the I is. I always forget what the I is.
It's a vague term. It's wide open.
Even Rose said intelligent. That's where my brain goes too.
Instrumental.
And I know it's not right. Yep.
Trans communication. So you're using an instrument to communicate in between realms, right?
Yes.
Trans.
Yes.
Ew.
Across
the wide open.
Jack, it's not polite to see your fiance and say "ew."
No, she's talking about my beer.
Salt and lime.
Salt and lime. It's delicious.
Hey, don't knock it till you try.
Exactly.
Try it.
So,
whose whiskey you had, Brent?
So with ITC, it's wide open. There's a lot of people that use water. People say, "Oh, ITC is electronic based." No, you can use water. There's water based ITC. Amethyst, what's up? How are you? Kindred, Joe. I haven't said hi to people. Mumsy, I'm sorry. I'm dealing with his damn internet. I hope everybody's having a good weekend.
I did represent and throw the gamut through hellos. Now Amethyst just joined, so what's up, Amethyst?
Thank you.
Jackie.
Yes, so ITC. You see us use ITC a lot. I like to call myself an ITC wizard.
Right up there with Kevin, no doubt.
Not up there with Kevin, where Kevin's good. Kevin's really good. Jane. Everybody subscribe to Jane if you haven't already. But I love ITC. That's my favorite thing.
And I think, when it comes, we had a big, huge session on terminology when Joe was on with us. And I get frustrated with our terminology. And it's just with any field you're in, right? Jared, we won't go into our field, but we have a lot of acronyms in our field, right? But they are consistent. ITC, the only thing that bothers me about the term ITC and what people consider and don't consider is, like you said, water can be considered an instrument.
Yep.
Right?
Conduit.
How come then a microphone going to a digital recorder is not considered ITC? It's, you capture an EVP and it's not considered ITC. It bothers me. Like, I don't know why that bothers me. I should not care at all. But
I mean, I think EVP and digital voice recorder work is ITC as well. I mean,
you do? Okay.
I don't think that EVP that you're getting in your instrument is ITC. That's old-fashioned electronic voice phenomenon.
Yeah, but
now, what drives me nuts is
an instrument to gather it. That's what bothers me.
What drives me nuts is when people say, "Oh, that's great EVPs coming out of your spirit box."
Okay. and again, but can you see their logic and understanding? It is if it's coming from the spirit box, all right, it is coming from an electronic device.
Yeah.
Right? Electronic voice phenomenon. It shouldn't be there. Mm-hmm. So I understand. I understand why. This is why the terminology in our field, and again, it doesn't matter. It's just a word. If you believe it's spirit communication, then great.
That's the word that we really need to focus on.
And if you can prove that it's not something else, that's where we really get in to legit and rubber meeting the road, you know, because you can think anything's, you know, a spirit communicating. Your light's flickering. Okay,
Mhm.
if I can get these lights to flicker on command when I'm asking questions, I guess technically that's ITC. That light's become my instrument, you know, and just like with anything else.
I'd like to ask folks in the chat, what, how do they, what is their opinion on how the spirit box works? Spirit box, right? Spirit box is probably one of the number one ITC devices that people like to use, right? But do we know how it works?
Right.
And I'd like to hear other some people's theories because I have my own.
I would too. And I hear people call them disembodied voices, which that's completely different. Okay, now I agree with that. If
That's
you're going to say a
thing.
disembodied voice is what's coming through this right here, Kindred, I'm with you. It's completely different. A disembodied voice is something you just heard come from the corner of that room with your ear, no instrument being used. That's disembodied. That's a voice, just like we're talking here.
Amber,
and I don't know where it came from.
Amber, I got something. I got something for you. You bought the REM pods. I added a feature to this one. See that? This is the REM pod tripwire. We'll be getting into that in a little bit.
Yep.
We're also making an EMF type device. Brent got me onto these, which I was doing a review from episode 7, and the Bible box is spitting out some very interesting things that I thought.
I have not checked it. I have not checked it.
They did not seem to be pattern. They were very random, and I feel that somebody was maybe interfering with that Bible box. But Brent came up with these right here.
He froze.
Transducer.
There you go.
Transducer. And we're going to make the Bible box out of these fellers right here.
Guys, what he's holding there. All right. We're going to go and jump. Well, we'll jump back to that. Let's jump back to that. Let's complete this conversation, and we'll jump back to that. So
exactly.
All right. So going back to that conversation. So what was your question again? What did you say? What do people believe is ITC? What was your question?
What do you feel? How do you feel that the spirit box is working for communication?
Oh, right. I had seen something. I was going through some threads online earlier this week, and I saw an interesting one. The guy was asking how to, on blog source, how to modify. I can't remember what he was modifying now, though. It wasn't a regular radio. All right. Well, you got something?
No, I want you to tell Nugget to contact me so I can give him your contact information.
Yes. Nugget. Contact Jared. You just said it.
Nugget, contact me. Contact me, and I'll give you Brent's contact information. Hey, definitely. You know, Rose saying this has got to be Nugget's favorite channel. Well, you know, we're tinkering here. We're trying to come up with better ways for us to communicate with folks and at a cheaper price and make it ourselves. And I think that's a good thing.
Man, if we can, and I know people are like, oh, I'm too. I'm not that kind of person. I really don't like making stuff and so forth. Man, I mess up on stuff all the time, but we're finding cheap ways for everybody to learn. You know, so if you were willing but not able to spend $300 on something, we're trying to find you ways to spend $30 on something. And I mean, no one wants to just throw away $30, but if you screwed it up on $30, you learn from it. And you just, you know, maybe you have to spend another $15-$30 and you do it right. We have, you know, we showed this right here. If you want a paranormal music box, $15 to $25, $30 maybe. I think it was 20. I spent 20 on this one. I think you can get it for 30, 20 to $30 depending on shipping. Boom, you got it right there. You don't have to do anything to it. But the kits we got, we're finding. I'm working on finding kits. Solder, you'd actually have to solder. It's not that hard. It's actually fun to do. But if you're willing to get into it, you can get some of this equipment with a kit for a serious fraction of the cost,
Mm-hmm. So Joe's saying he feels that spirit communication through the spirit box is radio and light waves. Therefore, they can control the spirit box possibly.
I don't understand the light waves. I do agree with radio. The light waves is a question I would want some clarity on. If it is RF, if they are communicating directly through RF, we should be able to prove that or disprove it. And an easy way to do would be take your spirit box, put it in a Faraday kit. Even ours is detuned. Still, put it in a Faraday bag. Put some tinfoil around it. Just grab some tinfoil, wrap it in tinfoil, and put your speaker still inside that. Your speaker can potentially act as an antenna for RF, depending on how it is. But yeah, you know what? With this, if you use an SB7, the antenna and the speaker are two different circuits. So you can wrap it in aluminum foil, the entire SB7, have your speaker come out. And if you still get communication through that, then the RF side, I will back up on and say, okay, maybe it's not RF. I had that hack shack I made with the Sangean, which I actually broke, but trying to make it better. But anyways, I had that in a Faraday box, and I still got stuff.
Yeah.
Now that one has to have the antenna is the speaker, and I had to have a speaker coming off it to hear it. So potentially it was still picking up RF. So are they speaking through RF or are they speaking through that?
I feel that, EVP as a whole, the EVPs that we're getting on our digital voice recorder is just a manipulation of RF, the floating RF around us.
It's possible because a microphone can pick up RF. That's a fact.
They're able to manipulate that and say word. And I feel the same way with, and this contradicts my thought on, hey, these are not EVPs that are coming out of the spirit box, but a manipulation of the RF that's being put out by that radio.
That's why I'm saying I think it's a better action to step away from putting a label on something. EVP.
Yeah.
Disembodied voice is the only one I'm honestly comfortable saying call it a disembodied voice. If you hear a voice coming from that hallway, there's no one in it, but you heard a voice, there's no device there. Your ears picked it up. That's a disembodied voice.
Kindred,
and especially if you hear
Kindred, that's one way that you can help your investigations be more productive.
To eliminate RF, radio frequency from stations. Yeah, exactly. You can get rid of that.
That's why we went ahead and created the ghost boxes, because, we're able to now amplify the responses and draw them out over 3 to 4 times while lowering the white noise, and we're able to hear those responses in real time way better.
And when it comes to ITC, and this is the interesting thing. So if the spirit box is indeed they're manipulating RF, let's say through your digital voice recorder capturing EVPs, we're getting the same function. You have to look at all the other devices that we're using. So I know for a fact that the Echo Box does not work on RF. It is an actual audio captured from the microphone. We're going to get into that, and then it plays back to the Echo. Now, since that microphone, I don't know, it depends on your device, but since that microphone potentially could pick up RF, there should be filters on it, but nothing's perfect. There's no microphone really that's perfect and going to stop RF interference, but they're really good at it. That's why you get clear audio. That's not why we're not hearing a bunch of static. So if it is picking up RF and spitting it through the loop, that's possible. What about an Ovilus? Does that grab RF? Well, I don't know, because we can't get information on what
We can't get information. It's just energy.
What it's picking up on. Yeah, they use the term energy.
I can tell you right now, folks, I know you've heard me say this before, but the Echo Vox that you see us use often, I'm pretty sure Danny did the same thing that he did on Classic on 3.0. And the things that you hear coming out of that are the Raven played backwards, cut into 0.335 second increments, and then put into 6 random generators. And then loaded into the program, which has another 6 random generators in it.
Right.
So to get a word coming out of that's pretty cool.
I think the thing to do, like when it comes down to trying to be scientific about what we're doing, is again looking at our technology and lumping it. Okay, do I think this and this device they're being able to communicate through RF? Then set up a test for each one of those devices that could potentially block RF. Go to a location you've been to before that you have a rapport with, the spirit's there, and you're getting consistent relative responses, and then try and stop RF from being able to hit those devices and see if you still get it. Because if you cut out RF, all it takes is a Faraday box. RF can't pass through metal. So
nope.
That's it. Aluminum foil is the cheapest way to do it. Just wrap it in aluminum foil and put it out on the on the table. Sound will still get through, but RF won't. And if you don't get stuff, then maybe that's the answer. If you do get responses coming through,
then you're like,
maybe it's not.
That's not supposed to happen. But to go back to Kindred, Steve, if even if you take the antenna out, you're not going to eliminate 100% of the AM frequency. AM frequency floats everywhere. It doesn't need an antenna.
I will say this though.
98% of the FM, but AM, you're not going to get rid of all of it. It's still going to be floating around.
I think you're not going to get rid of all of it no matter what. I mean, out of that Sangean, I took the AM antenna and the FM antenna. Well, the FM antenna was actually your speaker wire. But it had an AM antenna in it. I took that out. And I will tell you, absolutely. Get your foil hat. You should always be wearing that, Joe.
You get one of those big.
What do you think's lining this hat?
You get one of those big microphones that put antennas or aluminum foil on it.
No, here you go. We need to make a tinfoil hat. We need to make an aluminum foil hat and put it on Ed's head and see if it stops him from getting.
That's a great idea. I don't think it will stop though. I don't think it will stop Ed. Nothing stops Ed.
Nothing stops Ed.
I'll tell you what. I got into some Oddfellows review today, man. It's going to be a good one. Joe wants to come up and do Oddfellows. Mayhem's in here. Hey, Mayhem. How are you?
Hey.
I think you're blue. Is that right?
Mayhem is not.
Mayhem is not.
But yeah, dude. You said Joe wants to come up and do Oddfellows?
Joe
That'd be awesome.
Do Oddfellows. So does Deb.
Oh, you guys. Don't tease me. Don't you tease me. That would be awesome. That's big enough. That's a big location.
Oh, yeah.
Easy for all of us to get in there and separate or whatever. We can all huddle together. But, yeah, that's a good spot. And
that's a good one there. I can't wait to.
You said you're going through that. I'm still going through Laurel. I did not finish it this week like I intended to. But, man, I've got stuff that's just blowing my mind coming through out of Laurel. Whoo! Dude, impressive stuff.
Oh, I love hearing that. Hello, Mayhem. Thank you for coming in. Stick around. It's going to get good. So
we're already almost 30 minutes in, so clearly we're going longer than anticipated.
We're not going 2.5 hours. We're not going 2 hours. We're not going an hour and a half tonight. So What was I going to say?
Oh,
Oh,
we hit on the ITC. You were
okay.
talking about. No.
All right. Business at hand. All right. So this is behind the investigation. You get to see a lot of behind the scenes. Business at hand, Brett.
All right, what we got?
November 5th. Okay. I know you want to go to Benson Hammond. Right? November 19th. I can't make it. I'm going to be in Gatlinburg. So November 5th has got to be our day.
For Benson Hammond?
For our November investigation.
All right. Well, I actually have the 19th and the 5th were the 2 dates, so I'm good there.
What do you think? Since we can't get Benson Hammond on the 5th, we'll have to go back in January. We're taking December off, right? We'll go back in January. November 5th, we'll go to Oddfellows and the candy shop.
All right.
Because I got September 17th is locked in.
Did they decorate for Christmas?
At the Oddfellows? I mean, I'm sure. Hey, Bad, what up? How are you, Bad Medicine?
Bad Medicine. What's this? What's up?
So, I'm sure they do in the candy store below, right?
I hope
November
so.
5th,
I wanted. That was my desire there. I wanted to have a Christmas investigation, but whatever. It is what it is.
Are you good with the 5th going back to Oddfellows?
Yeah.
That means we're going to be. Bad. I hope you're you and the underboss are healing up good.
Yeah.
But that's going to be Rising Sun the 27th.
Was that a fat joke, Joe?
Huh?
I said, was that a fat joke, Joe?
2 Mile House the 17th.
Yeah.
October we got the public tour.
2 Mile House. Oh, guys. Oh my goodness. Seriously.
Hey there, Elena.
Elena, what's up?
How are you? Thanks for stopping in. So, 2 Mile House. I showed Joe the video. I put the video in the Battleborn chat this weekend or this week, and everybody seemed to love that place.
Yeah, it's awesome.
So I'm looking forward to that one.
All right, that works.
And then October 1st, folks, we got a town hall in the town of Carlisle that we're going to be live streaming from our channel. So you guys get to be part of
the town hall.
We're going to live stream the town hall from the channel. So you guys get to see the town hall that we're going to do for the town of Carlisle for the investigation of the Oddfellows. That was approved today.
Prayers going up.
So I think that's going to be fun. Everybody in this town knows that the Oddfellows hall is haunted.
Isn't that wild?
They want to know how.
They all just they all
so
understand it and accept it. They're like, nope, that's just haunted.
And now there's a town hall. So now, like, it's going to be a little bit nerve-wracking, I think.
I mean, it's pretty. Yeah, I mean, you're talking about telling. They already the fact that they already understand and accept it's haunted, and they're looking for us to say this is confirmation. That's awesome. We've never. I mean, we've given hey. To
I don't want to
historic society. Hey, whatever, whoever you are, here's what we found. This is a town hall. That's pretty wild.
I don't want to give any secrets, and I'm only halfway through the review, but that place is haunted.
Me and Edward. Yeah, exactly. It's definitely active.
Active. It really is.
I was convinced just going in there and being like, all right, get off. Going up on that top floor by myself. I was like, oh, nope. Y'all back up. Back
Yep.
up.
So yeah, that's going to be nice. So look forward to that. Also, we have a premiere coming Wednesday from the Oddfellows Hall. It's a raw, unedited video. It's a case files, but it is a good case files. Dan Tex, what's up, brother?
Dan Tex, what's up?
But Wednesday 9:15 premiering Oddfellows. It's a case files. We got a little bit of spirit box interaction. We got a little bit of cat ball. We get a little bit of Brent acting sinister.
Dude, how crazy, dude. I don't know if anybody's even gonna understand that. Ooh, we'll get to that. We'll get into that talk later.
I believe me, I knew. And there's a little bit of everything in this little 18. I'll tell you right now, it's only 18 and a half minutes, but it's packed. So
I was definitely. So Jared said, "I'm gonna do a little teaser video, raw, unedited, before we do the documentary." I was like, "Oh, you promote it?" I'm like, "It's great." He sends Ed and I the clip, and I was like, "Dude, this has got a lot of really. This isn't a teaser. This is like a hook in and rope down."
And folks, I'm telling you, when you get to see this premiere Wednesday, this is just the tip of the iceberg.
Right.
Hey there, Christina. Thanks for coming in.
Cheers.
This place was so active. And I want to do this all in one part, this episode 7 from Oddfellows. So this may be an hour long video because this place is crazy. And we'll get a lot of case files out of it too.
I mean, I have no doubt of that too. Yeah. Yeah.
But yeah, so if you missed them, last Saturday I was on the battlefields of Gettysburg at Rose Farm and Spangler House. They're on the channel as well if you want to check those out. I can say that Rose Farm, I got very emotional again.
You did a good job on those days.
The third time, Brent, I almost, folks,
I know.
You know, look at me. You know, I'm a pretty big dude, but I almost cried at Rose Farm. And then what happened is my phone heated up, right? And it shut it off. But after the phone heated up is when it started to really hit me. And, you know, I'm starting to choke up a little bit. And through the Echo Vox, it says, "Don't cry. Don't cry." And I'm like, now I'm really, what? What is going on here? Oh my goodness! So
I don't want to make the association, but we can all think of some comments that are like, you know, all right, here's a safe one. Someone says, "Don't look down," you know.
I heard it clear as day. It said, "Don't cry," and I was like, "Yeah, what am I going to do now?"
Yeah, now I really want to.
Now I really want.
I know the emotion. You feel the emotion.
If you listen to that Rose Farm, the newest Rose Farm live stream, there was 600 Confederate soldiers that were buried in the backyard, and I started to get on how they felt about not being buried in Southern soil, and it started to get heavy. And they were saying, "Take me home. I want to go home."
Oh man, I know.
And Brent was home. Take me home. I'm not happy here. Coming through. Oh my goodness! And it just
I felt it on my end of the screen, bro.
It hit me. Like I started feeling for him, and I was like, you know, they should dig you up and take you home. They really should. Ugh. And that's just a battlefield ITC session for just.
I want to make a comment about the first one. So, what was the first location before you went to Rose Farm?
Spangler Farm.
All right, Spangler Farm. So, and I don't want to bring this up because
I know bad, right?
I saw a few people
Faja
make the same comments.
Yeah,
I think Deb was on there with us when we were on the live. No, it was Desiree. It was Desiree. That's who it was. Her and I were like hearing the same thing. So there's a part where you're going back into was it a barn?
Yeah, it was a barn.
All right. There's
But-
clearly a
but
woman
barn-
talking.
That barn is where the field hospital was.
Okay.
I
So
only learned
you,
that after the session.
oh, interesting. So you hear a voice, like disembodied, you hear a voice. I didn't hear what you heard. But as you're walking back towards that internal door where you eventually end up going through, tisk tisk. Don't do that, guys. Anyways, as you're going back, there's clearly a woman's voice. Now, a lot of us were like, hey, was that Jackie? And it didn't say was it Jackie or Michaela, but was it one of them? And you were like, no, they weren't talking.
Yeah.
Now you eventually come back out and you see that they're on the outside. This is later. I don't know where they were at that point.
Mhm.
But you come back out, you do see them on the outskirts of the building.
Uh-huh.
Is it possible that they were out there talking and you captured that? Has Jackie listened to it and been like, that is not me, it's not Michaela? I want to know that.
It was not. I can tell you right now, I would have known because I was looking this way. I know Jackie was that way with over there. And that voice came from over there.
No, the voice that you heard, I know, understand. Did you go back and listen to the one that everybody else that I heard, that Des and I and everybody else commented? Like,
Yep.
I think Dark.
No, I heard it with my own ears. I know which one you're talking about.
Okay.
It was a woman. It was like 3 syllables.
Yeah, exactly. It was like
And
3 syllables.
It came from it in front of me when I was in that tunnel in the barn.
Yes. Okay. Very good. Because you were going that way towards that door.
Yep.
That's when you hear a voice which beckons you to go in, and then you heard the voice again, is what you're telling me. Because that's when the second time is when we heard it. All right. That's wild because it sounds like someone's right there,
exactly
in the area with you.
That's why I wanted to go into that barn.
And then you get cussed at. Like that was loud through. Was that the Echo Box or was that the Spirit Box?
No, that was Spangler was all the Ghost Box.
Yeah, dude, it came through. You got cussed at. Like that was wild. If anybody hasn't listened, I do recommend. They're not super long. They're only like 30 minutes each, maybe. Go watch them.
Joe?
I know, Joe.
You know what they did, though, Joe, right? You know what they did? The Confederates in Gettysburg. And it started at Gettysburg. This is where it started. They started sewing their initials into their hats.
Okay, but when you've been decomposed.
Exactly. If you've been shot, your hat's going to be over there. But
that's not to mention, you said if they dig them up. If you're saying, hey, they should dig them up and carry them back, how are they going to know? I mean, everything's just decomposed under there. If it closed and all, they still would not know that this skeletal remains needs to go this way.
Exactly. Wolf Haunts has a premiere tonight. Is it yours?
Awesome.
Elena? If it's yours, go ahead and throw the link in here. You can throw the link in here. I may miss it tonight. Brent may watch it. And,
I get fired up when I start drinking and talking. I can't sleep, so I'm looking. Give me something good, sis.
If you have a premiere, Helena, throw that link in here so everybody has it. You know what I'm saying? And if I'm not in there tonight, I will definitely be Team Rewatch tomorrow. You know, there's a lot of people that say that they're going to be Team Rewatch the next day. I'm one that actually does.
I do too. And you know what? I'm going to say this right now. Like, I don't comment on everybody's videos and so forth. But I am quick to jump in and support. I will like. I don't share anything because I don't have anything to share too. But I will like and I will watch. So you're gonna get watch hours and a thumbs up from me.
What time is the premiere, Helena? Because I can also share it in our community as well. Yeah, they did. They did, Joe. It was after. Here comes historian Jared. It was after the first day The first day of Gettysburg, when they seen what the carnage was going, they said, you know, if there's some way to. Hey, Bigfoot, what's up? Turning you blue, brother. But they said the only way that we can is to take this white string that we have and sew in our initials in our hats. And you know,
yeah,
that's the type of situations they were in. That's the type of situations they were in, and that's why, you know, any place on that battlefield, you know, people always talk about Devil's Den, the Slaughter Pen, Seminary Ridge, you know, all these big name places on that battlefield. There's one place on that battlefield that I want to go to when I go there, and that's Rose Farm, because literally there was 6,000 casualties not 600 yards behind the house. That's the wheat field. You know, that's where Sickles and Ricketts and Union Command tried to come in on the second day. And the Confederates really did do a hell of a job in beating back. That was some good fighting there. It turned into hand-to-hand at one point.
That's brutal. It was so brutal no matter how you look at it.
Oh, yeah. The Gettysburg Bash is this weekend, too. The Paranormal Bash up there.
Oh, is it?
Yeah, I was thinking about that. Well, Joe, when you come up here for Oddfellows, we can. Carlisle's only about 30 minutes from Gettysburg. We can hit that up on the next morning. What's Dad Medicine say here, Bads?
The whole place, entire place.
I've been to a lot of places on that battlefield.
Deb, I'm with you.
Yep.
All right, so let's shift this over. Maybe some tech talk.
Tech talk.
And Deb just chimed in, so we know she's here. So let me go ahead before you start showing off.
Go ahead.
I want to chime in and say, so last week, Deb said, you know, she would like us to look into the paranormal tripwire that's online right now for sale. And, you know, because we're doing things like, hey, we're looking at technology that's out there being sold as paranormal, you know, devices for us to use. How can we find cheaper ways to do it? So I first want to say I looked at the paranormal tripwire and what they're saying it is, what it does, how much it costs, what its application is. And Jared can attest to this. After a very thorough study on it, I want to say this without touching. I haven't physically bought it and looked at it, but based on what he's saying, they're charging $220 for it on their site. They make it by hand, and I honestly want to say that price, I believe, is fair for what he's actually giving. Now, I want to caveat that with a few things. So basically what he's doing is their smallest tripwire, and what it is, it's not really a tripwire. Ed and I got caught up on that term. It's a tracking device. So it's definitely essentially it uses EMF and it'll track. It'll detect EMF, and if something that creates an electromagnetic field passes by it, going across it, it will track it going down it. So they have their smallest one is a 12-foot wire. All right. And essentially it has 10 sensors in it. Now, the reason I say this is at $220, why that's such a good price, he's hand building these, but each one of those little devices, each one of those little pods essentially is a K2. It's an EMF meter he's building. So if you look at the cost of an actual K2, that's $50. One of these, which is a knockoff K2, is $25. You can go to Walmart and buy 4 of these for $86. That's 4 of these. He's giving you 10 for $220. He's building it by hand. It's all powered off of one power supply, 9 volt, or no, I'm sorry, it's three double A's power supply. That's pretty impressive. I think he's an extremely fair person here. I'm like, wow, because he's hand building these and doing that. So I want to give props to him for not raping the paranormal community.
But again, I don't think the device is a tripwire.
It's not a tripwire. It's not a tripwire. If you understand what a tripwire is here's a wire, and if something crosses it, it sets off something. It's just a term. Let's put it this way. Whatever it is, it's a tracking device. You can see, if you want to know if someone's coming down a step or coming down a hallway, in what direction, you can lay that out, and you can potentially see a spirit move through it. If anybody who believes this can detect a spirit, then what did he say?
Bad Medicine said a pencil, ruler, rock, a battery, a light bulb, and some wire, and you can craft a. That's our MacGyver over there.
So look, so I just want to say that here's some downfalls I see. All right, so essentially you have, for $220, you're getting 10. I'm going to call them K2s. All right, just because everybody understands that it's an EMF sensor. All right, that's all it is, an EMF meter. But you're getting 10 of them for $220. My bitch about it is it's only good if you want to put it down on steps or something like that. If it could disconnect and you could take one of them and power it and move it into a room, that would be more versatile of a tool. You know, I will say this: if you want to do it cheaper without making it yourself, your best thing to do is go to Walmart, buy 4 of these for $86 and set them out in a row, going down a path or whatever, down the steps.
Love you,
and
Mom.
See how they trigger. You know what I'm saying? So the cheapest way, if you don't want to build it yourself, is to do this.
I'm saying good night to Mumsy and hello to Miss Donna Carter, who stopped
in
to say.
So that's if you don't want to build it yourself. Now, I hope that's kind of my first thing I want to put out there. I think it's a good product.
Yep.
I think it could be improved on. And we're going to look into doing that improvement. Our goal is to build some. Now, if you want to build an EMF meter, I'm going to be honest with you, something like he did, you're going to have to build it from scratch. I'm talking, you're going to be soldering components and creating an EMF meter. And it's not difficult if you know how to do it. But if you just want to be able to track something and you want it cheap, ready to go right now, your cheapest bet is 4
fake
K2 meters, EMF meters, and put them out in a row. So that being said, Jared and I had a talk, and Jared actually already created a tripwire, a legit tripwire. It works on the REM pod.
We've been making our own REM pods, right? So Amber's Parallel bought 2 of them. She likes them. These are our REM pods that we make. So I decided to make a tripwire out of a REM pod, right? So we have this 5-foot cable on this REM pod with an antenna at the end of it, a little mounting box. You can hang this thing down its steps and around a door frame. I'm going to warn you, this is a little bit loud, but I'm going to show you exactly. I have one over there.
Take your earbuds out.
Way, and I have one over here about 2 feet away. Brace yourself. All right, calm down. All right. Got used to its surroundings, right? I'm going to go over here and touch this antenna. I'm going to touch the wire. I'm going to touch the wire going over here. I'm going to go touch this antenna.
Yeah, we're all awake now. So, so essentially, what you have there is, if you're looking at, if you trust a REM pod to be a device that can
Whose
detect
birthday
spirit,
is it? Hold on.
do what?
Whose birthday is it? Hold on, Brent.
I can tell you one person's birthday it is. I want to know as well, because guess what? Today is my daughter's birthday. She's 3 years old today.
Happy birthday.
Birthday. Whose birthday was it?
I'm trying to say see whose birthday it is here.
Donna?
Oh, my birthday. Donna Carter. Birthday to you.
To you.
Happy birthday to you.
To you.
Happy birthday,
birthday,
Miss
dear
Donna.
Donna.
Happy birthday to you.
Happy birthday to you. Dude, Donna,
We raised
today's my
leg.
daughter's birthday. That's awesome.
Donna, I hope it was well. So that's the REM pod tripwire. You could put this REM pod, and also, like, if you put everything away, this is also a sensor itself. So you could put this thing at the bottom of the steps and run this up 5 foot up the steps and take the other side and wrap it around the door. So if the claims are this spirit likes to walk down the steps and go around this side, you have the entire pathway covered with this device.
So I'm going to go ahead and put this out there because we share everything. Jared and I were talking. I think this is a brilliant addition.
I think it's a brilliant
improvement to a REM pod.
Yep.
But again, coming into the same thought with the paranormal tripwire design, taking that what Jared had, and making it to a quick disconnect or connect to either allow you to turn that REM pod into a tripwire or isolate it and put it out as a short range REM pod is the way to go.
So we're looking. Hey, Weeping Willow, no worries.
Hey,
no
Cassie, what's up?
Cassie, great premiere last night. But yeah,
Deb, we got you.
We got you. We're Deb. That's not what you're going to get. You're going to get.
We ain't stripping. Hold on, Deb. What are you selling, Jared?
Because you're our sister. I'm on that live stream on the 17th. You're going to get sung to as soon as I see it. As soon as I see spiritual researchers, spirit talkers. Deb's birthday the 17th when we're at 2 Mile House, and on our live we're going to be singing to her.
Now we won't be inebriated at all, so it probably won't sound as.
Yeah, we won't be inebriated. I mean, if Jane's still in here, Jane, she remembers her birthday. I came outside of the Benson Hammond to sing "Happy Birthday" to her.
Yeah, you did that solo. You didn't even grab the group. Yeah, I got you. We'll be there for you, sis. You get a love.
Premiere, Cassie. Great premiere last night, Brent. If you haven't watched that video, go watch that.
I actually missed it. I have it on my list to watch tonight, so I apologize for missing that. Oh, I got you. All right.
Well, yeah, we're working on a new and improved Bible box.
I want to talk about that. Yeah. So everybody knows, we did the Bible box. I showed you guys that this is basically the same technology. Not basically, it is the exact same technology they're using for the paranormal music box. All right. The only thing theirs does that ours doesn't is ours doesn't play music. Now it could easily. I just didn't feel like going that far. Hold on, Jared. So I showed you guys this sensor last week. You can buy this just as is off of eBay for like $20 or $30. And instead of music, it just lights up. Same technology. Ultrasonic, transducer right here.
Yep.
If that actually can, which it seems like we showed from what Jared's saying at Oddfellows that
it looked like it was able to do something.
right. And so this one, no music as is. You don't have to change it. Boom, set it out, get it out of the box, smack it together, put some batteries in it, set it out on the table, and let it do its job. This one, I had to put into. Go ahead.
They're not allowed in my house.
They're not allowed in my house either. My wife actually reconfirmed that to me over this week.
Miss Donna, we have the power of Christ, and we tell them they cannot cross our threshold.
Dude, Liz.
I mean,
Liz,
they can talk with Brent in his basement, or in his
no,
garage.
my garage. I've allowed them to come in here, and I have had some communication in this garage, but they're not allowed to cross that threshold. So my wife reconfirmed that with me this week. She's like, "Look, don't mess around, boy."
I got this. I got somebody off themselves right over there. I mean, literally right over there. And I told Robert.
Hold on, guys.
Yep. I told Robert, hey, you can't leave this room.
Look how much my wife loves me.
What? Oh my goodness, Liz.
Oh, these are so good. I love these.
Oh, Liz is
actually, this is cold. I'm drinking one of them right now.
no, he didn't get busted. He didn't get busted. He got a gift. Oh man, bad.
We got some margaritas too. Oh my! I hear you. All right, so back to this real quick. So we took this. We took a garage door sensor, same technology, gutted it, put it in this box. This was a pain in the butt. All right, I won't lie. This was a pain in the butt. I had to figure out how to take it apart, put it back together, and make it fit in this box. And then this week, got on Amazon. Jared showed it again.
Exactly.
Saw this kit. How much? It was what? $15?
Not even.
Not even $15. It has a readout on it.
$28.
Do what? 2 of them 28. There you go.
$28.
This has a readout. It will tell you exactly how far away. So if you look at the paranormal,
got a nice little LCD screen right here.
Yeah. If you're interested in the paranormal music box, it just plays music if it detects something. That sensor that he just showed will actually tell you. This one lights up. So if it's a green light, you know it's starting far away. That one he just showed will actually tell you how far away it was. We'll be looking at the power of Christ compels you.
Not in my house.
No. But for
Miss
real,
Miss Donna said that Liz is trying to get you drunk. Watch out.
Nope, that's all good. Yeah, our anniversary's coming up. So.
Brett's fine with that.
You don't need to get me drunk.
Oh, crap.
All right, so she's gonna what? No,
Nope.
I got it. Everything's a beer opener, babe. Look at that. Everything, right, Jared?
Hello,
Everything.
How are you?
You just said hi.
Oh, hey.
There you go. All right, that sensor that Jared just showed up, that will give you everything for a paranormal music. You could actually, it has an audible that comes in that pack. You don't even need to use it, right, Jared? You could solder in your own music box if you wanted to, or one of those $20, whatever you have.
You can get one of those little wind-up chime boxes, right? Basically, the wind is just.
I would go for a trigger one. Go for a digital, something that takes a trigger voltage.
Because that wind is basically a gear. If you put
it is, but you have to add the energy to it. You have to wind it up.
You have to put the. I think it could.
It has nothing to do with electrical current, though. It has to do with that actual kinetic energy bound up and stored to release into it. But they have on Amazon, you can buy, I think it's for like $15 or $20, these little audible units. You can put them in your store or whatever.
Yeah.
And essentially, you just download whatever audio you want to it. You saying hello, you singing a song, whatever you want, a soundbite of something, you put it on there. So you could take that, solder it into the unit he just showed, and now you're going to up the cost of your unit, but now for less than $50, you have exactly what a paranormal music box does, and that they're selling for $300. Only this one will do more because it'll show you exactly how far away it detected something. That's amazing.
Don't be going on other people's lives, man. That's that could get you in trouble there. That's first rule, Steve. Don't do it. Don't do it.
All right. Was everything I said coherent? Did that make sense to everybody? Anybody?
Music box, $50 total to make yourself.
Yeah.
And
you can put in whatever you want. We're going to redo this with one of those units because I'm not satisfied with how this looks. It functions.
I like the way it looks.
But with that unit right there, this is going to be way, way better. You know, I'm fine with not having these lights because I want to put a little display right here. So when it's just sitting down, shooting out, away from us, when it detects, it'll say right here how far away. It's going to be awesome.
Cassie, have a good day at work.
Love you, sis.
Have a good night at work. Don't let it get to you. As I say to our Battleborn folks every morning, seize the day. Don't let it seize you. Steve, how do you think I feel every time I rewatch a BTI? I can't even watch a BTI.
I can't not watch. I have to watch and see how much of an ass, how ridiculous I sound.
I'm like, that mother. Come on, Jared. Look at you. Oh, look at that mother.
I have to watch because I'm like, man, I got to tell Jared to take that down. I sounded stupid.
All right, so we're going to be making some devices here, and we're probably going to be offering them. We're talking about doing a membership. I didn't want to do a membership for the channel. However, what we were going to provide for members, and let me know if you would like this. Members will get how-to videos on how to create devices and how to make their own devices. Let us know what you think about that. You can put them in the comments, but not the chat. Put them in the comments. If that's something you're interested in. If you want to do a membership, and we'll do a monthly how-to video on how to create a device. Hey,
I want to say it this way because I don't think we'll ever I like the idea of us handing this out to the community, but with a membership, it would probably be more in lines of as we make them, they would be presented to members sooner than the general public, something to that effect.
And we'll put out videos, and like I said, let me know what you think about this. In the comments below, not in the chat. If you're interested in getting video on how to do, the Ghost Box or the REM pods or the Bible Box or Echo Box dictations, things of that nature, the things that we use on investigation. If you're interested to do the how-tos.
And I want to make it clear here. This is not something to hey, we're trying to make money. We're doing research and development now, and it's starting to cost us money. My wife's like, I got put in Amazon jail this week. My wife was like, "You're cut off. You're stop buying things," because I'm buying things that I'm like, I think this could work, but I have to test it. So I buy it, I get it in here, and I start tinkering. Right. So that's the type of stuff it's going to go to. It is really just helping us continue forward with trying to find ways to show you guys how to do this stuff for cheap and effective, and be effective with it, and not have to spend all the money we're having to spend to do the research. Now, I could tell you how to, what components to create an actual circuit board to build it. I could do that. Not everybody wants to solder. So if we want to know, hey, how do you take this prepared item, off the shelf and tweak something in it to make it something else? That's where we're going. That's what we're trying to do with a lot of this stuff.
Nugget says if he buys any more, the wife
She's going to take my credit, right, bro? Dude, I'm with you. But yeah, exactly. So what did Donna say? I'm a dumbass when it comes to equipment. Well, you know what? That's why we want to provide this information. Is I personally have a strong devotion to helping and really driving everybody to understand their equipment. Don't just use it because you saw another team use it, or it's been used since Ghost Adventures came out. That's how most of us got started, but we're more mature than that now. We need to be understanding exactly what we're expecting it to do. And if we're trying to show that it's real, if we're trying to say, hey, this is credible, this legit has to be paranormal, then you have to be able to answer questions from the other side. Why? What does that do? Why don't you think it's this over here that's completely explainable? So if you can explain that device, how it works, what can trick it, and understand that you've set up a scenario in your environment on your investigation to mitigate anything that could trick that device, then you can show better that it is paranormal activity.
You sent that to Brent, huh? The mini Thurman kit?
I have a junior Thurman kit to send to Brent with some other stuff. I actually have a Thurman kit that I already built.
I'll tell you what.
I bet if it's a junior Thurman, that might be the same exact one I bought.
I'll tell you what, the Thurman kit that at Rising Sun was very interesting as well.
The only thing I don't like about the Thurman is it's constantly on. You turn that on, it's a constant. But I will tell you, I bought this device. This is just a little amp for a guitar, battery powered, and it actually allows you to turn that tone down.
Oh, there you go.
So instead of being all the time, it'll be that low all the time, almost inaudible. But if they touch that volume side, it will allow it through to spike up. So Thurman's a cool device, though. I think more people should be using those on investigations.
Exactly. You don't need devices. The way, as Bad Medicine says, the way that I've always, best device that we have is us.
Yeah. Let's
your person.
Yeah, the honest
person is the device that you can have on an investigation.
And that's why it's like, if you want to show that a device actually does allow for communication, understand the device and put it out there and do it. And go for it. If you're looking to create some kind of content whether it's documenting, legit findings, or you're just starting and you're trying to get into that, I can understand wanting to use devices. It's why we have cameras. It's why we do this stuff too.
Yep.
But make sure you're understanding how it works and show that's legit. I love
device.
We've been using all these devices for years upon years. And I'll tell you what, if I come up with a reason to show that the Echo Vox is not legit, it doesn't work, I'm going to Jared and saying,
I'll show you. Yep. I'll show you. And I'll be right back, folks. But I updated our description today on the channel. I invite everybody to go check it out because that's what we stand for.
Deb, I did not realize you had a tutorial. Hold on. I have a tutorial on YouTube using one, and they have an on-off switch set up. Okay, well, I have not seen your tutorial on that. I'll check it out. Like I said, I built one a few months back. We've had it in action I actually took it apart because I was actually thinking about reusing the components of it for a different setup. But I'm probably going to put it back into action. I think they're cool. I am wanting us to focus on specific things and really kind of be like, okay, if we're going to put a theremin in, then let's put it in and use it consistently. We have not done that yet. We've used it on a few locations. The last one we did, I didn't even break it out. And I'm like, all right, if we're going to use technology, let's be consistent with it, because we need to be able to show and test it against different environments and know what the controls are for those environments. That way it becomes more scientific versus pseudoscience, right? That being said, I think it's a very good idea to have different technologies in your arsenal for your investigations. Maybe you don't use it all the time, but you'll find that, okay, I mean, if this spirit box isn't hitting on anything, if they're not coming through, we switch. Okay, let's break out this. Or change it from FM to AM, right? Change the sweep rate, whatever it is. So maybe breaking out having a theremin involved is a way to go. I think I mentioned on someone's, it was Dark Waters. And I was telling them we've got the pendulum, right? We got that pendulum. We've got the rods. But one thing we have not done is actually focused on them. We've thrown them out a couple times and just been like, hey, if you can, we'll have a camera to see it. But we haven't sat there and taken everything away and complete focus on that and said, hey, can you use this? And actually tried to get communication.
What I'd like to try to do, I know I'm not going to fake it. I know a lot of people say that the spirits use your body as the conduit to move those things and the dowsing rods. Maybe I'll hold them next time.
I mean, you'll probably get a big skepticism out of me.
Yep.
I'm not saying they can't. I'm not saying, I just don't understand that it has to. Like the no, they have to use your body as a conduit to move something. I find that hard to believe.
Well, we're gonna, like I said, if folks want to be members, let us know in the comments below. Basically, what we're going to provide to members is how-tos. How to make that tripwire. How to make your own ghost box.
Yep.
How to make a REM pod. Things of that nature. How to make your own K2.
I may even, we haven't talked about this, but since we're going to be doing actual soldering and creating devices from scratch, I'll do some how to build this with a soldering gun. Get your soldering iron, not a soldering gun, a soldering iron, and I'll run you through every step, and I'll show you how easy it is.
Capacitance. Exactly.
What? Yes, capacitance for for the theremin. Yep.
So, let us know in the comments below if that's something that you'll be interested in. A membership to learn how to build your own equipment, and we'll give you a step-by-step advice on how to do it. And
another thing I think
a members only live stream where everybody can.
That's what I was about to say. I think it would be cool, and I want to know what you all chime in on this, because that's what I said to Jared. I think it'd be cool. Not everybody wants to get up on a live stream, right? Not everybody wants to be on a live stream. It's going to be out on the public YouTube. But to have a membership like this, where we're talking to you guys in a chat, but if we can open up a StreamYard to you guys, and you guys can jump in and talk to us, it will never go public.
Yep,
it would
never
just
go
be us in the group talking together, never go public, and we can talk about things like this and go through. We could do builds on here that way if we wanted to. You know what I'm saying? We could do me and Nugget and Jared could get on here and show you guys how to build something and everybody could get their kit right in front of them. We can all do it together. I mean, could you imagine something cool like that? We all build a friggin' REM pod together, and everybody goes out the next whatever month and tests it out and, and chimes back in. Mine worked. That would be awesome.
Yeah, that's what this team's all about. It's about making paranormal great again. It's also about making it legit again and making it true again. And like
And I'm
I
gonna
said,
add making the community solid and legit along with that. You know, if this community grows together, it grows legit.
very interesting right there.
What do we say? What are you looking at?
That medicine. I just can't wrap my head around a dowsing rods with spirits. Grandpa used them to find water in the ground.
Exactly. I've heard that too. I mean, skeptical. This is the big skeptic on dowsing rods, because I know the slightest move of your hands
You can definitely manipulate them just by
just your arms going a different. I mean, it's just it's too
just by
easy
the
to manipulate.
pressure in your hands on
Yeah.
that you can
You
manipulate.
you holding it still and taking a breath adds
Mhm.
some kinetic energy to them to allow them to move which way or the other. So again, setting them down. I mean, if you can say, yes, I believe that a spirit could do this,
Yep.
could move this or can affect that flashlight. You know what I'm saying? Whatever it is, if you feel they can do that, then they should be able to. I said it loosely, should be able to. I want to know, okay, can you move these rods? Can you move this pendulum?
Yep.
That's where I'm at with them.
Very very cool. Very very cool. Here's the code hanger out.
The thing is, like, look, I went to get a well done. I for my property, and I brought them out, and I was like, so how do you decide where to drill? How are you detecting where the water is? He was like, no, bro. You say, I want the well right here, and we drill. I was like, well, how do you know if there's water there? He's like, we don't. I was like, so you're going to charge me, $8,000 to dig into the ground and maybe not even have anything? He's like, yep. There's no way to tell if there's water down there. He's like, and I'm like, okay, but there is a lot. If you know your property has water, hey, you probably hit it.
What's up?
Really, Kendrick?
That's very interesting.
Interesting.
Did you, Crafty? Did you just say beavers? We're busy beaver. Oh, okay. I thought you had beavers running around the backyard. That's never a good thing. All right, so now we're going to give some updates. Crafty, thanks for coming in. Again, next Wednesday, we have a premiere from the Odd Fellows Hall at 9:15 Eastern. It's only about 18 and a half minutes, but it's a good one. It's case files, but it's loaded with information and interaction. Crafty, they're my favorites. They're my favorite.
All right, hold on.
Melissa, I know you love them dowsing rods.
Look, Nugget, my twin mad scientist, he said he used coat hangers on the farm to dig a well.
Very interesting.
Oh.
I mean,
everybody's saying it works. I mean, it's like, I'm not saying it doesn't work. All right. I haven't used them.
2 Mile House, I'm holding them in my hand. We're going to try it out. It out. I trust myself to not move it. You better trust me to not move it.
I don't, because I think
you've known me 10 years old, bro. You don't fucking.
It has nothing to do with my trust for you. It has nothing to do with my trust for you. It has
I'm
understanding that there are just certain things that we do.
Well, keep an eye on me.
I'll be like this.
Exactly.
You moved.
Keep an eye
Or
over
I'm gonna be like this. Damn, you just moved and they did not move. I
it.
got nothing.
Exactly.
I'll be honest. I will be honest. I'm always
We're gonna
honest
try
with
that. We're
you.
gonna do a session with them. You know, I never really do a session with them, but we'll give it a try. We'll see. I'll hold them in my hands. I think it's a good place to do it. My gut's telling me maybe it's a good place to do it. And
You know what? I will say this when it comes to the pendulum. Did you watch Douglas's new
I,
video, Dark Water?
I did, and
All
it's
right. Did
very.
you notice he did a combination? So he has a pendulum with the
Mhm.
stand. I love this. Now he's got twofold. One, does the pendulum require you to touch it as a conduit for the spirit, or will it work on its own? So he set it out. What's this? Lines everywhere. Right. Look, so he's got that stand, right? He runs the pendulum over, no touch, doesn't move. But he also has the ability to hold the other end while not manipulating. So his movement, he shouldn't have much movement. He steadies his hand. He still has the conduit, if it requires it, of him.
Yep.
But the stability of the stand, I think that's his action was so brilliant. So he could do both test both theories, but still make sure that he does not interfere with that thing, with the pendulum moving. Brilliant. So I would say, can you hold on to a stand, whether it's, maybe it needs to be wood, maybe it can be metal, and then it's inserted in the middle, and that would transfer through that metal stand to it, but you could not manipulate the rods. Think about that.
Very interesting. So yeah, we have our premiere next Wednesday, 9:15. Crafty has something
Love it,
going
Kindred.
on. Wednesday night, an old fashioned seance. That might be something cool to watch.
Oh, that's a
but-
topic I want to get into with you.
Okay. Well, you'll be here next week.
Well, with this whole group too, I guess we could have it. Seance.
All right. Well, Wednesday we have our premiere. If you haven't seen the ITC sessions from last Saturday in Gettysburg, go ahead and check those out. And next Friday there will be no BTI. No BTI next Friday because we'll be live from the Rising Sun Inn on Saturday. Saturday the 27th. There is a link on the channel right now. We'll be live from episode 5 location, the Rising Sun Inn. We're going back to investigate, and it's just going to be me and Brent. So keep an eye out for that. That's going to be a good one. We're going to give you a little piece of a 30-minute piece of our investigation next Saturday.
Hey, can I give a shout out to a group that I don't think is even in this chat, but I really like them. They don't come. I don't even know if they come on here, but I like them. They support us. Can I give a shout out? If you guys haven't checked out Beyond the Walls, they are. Let's see how many. I mean, let me see what they got. I mean, they're at 707 subscribers.
Yep.
They got 42 videos out. I really like them. So if anybody has checked them out, I really think they are.
I shared their latest video in our community. If you go into our community tab, their latest videos on there. It's a home investigation. They did a really good job, I think.
And I mean, they do, I feel, legit investigations, but they also do like bloopers at the end of their videos.
Beyond the Walls, yes.
Beyond the Walls, guys, check them out. They're good people.
I know, Deb. Friday's not right without BTI, but BTI will be back the following.
You stop it. Don't say that. Come on now. I appreciate it, but
we'll be back the following Friday. But Saturday, it's going to be better than BTI because we're going to be on investigation.
And hey, I mean, think about, and you said Fridays aren't the same without BTI. Imagine us, getting on a group like this, a StreamYard, and actually being able to talk all together instead of just listen to me rap, spill my guts and stupid stuff. How about members get a percentage off of the devices you fact? There you go. There you go. And we're not in this to sell stuff. But
No,
we are in this to help you guys out. So if you can't build it or you don't think you can, obviously we will. But
I mean,
yeah.
if anybody has ever seen us react to somebody that has given us a super chat,
Yeah, that's
you
just
can tell that
ridiculous.
this group isn't out. We're not out trying to grab for money.
We're telling you stop. Don't do that. No, come on. Oh my God, I
Get
cannot
very
believe you did that.
uncomfortable when somebody gives a super chat because I don't know.
I'm super uncomfortable with it. I'm uncomfortable
I
with it.
don't really ask for. I've always
No.
been good on my own. You know what I mean?
Yes.
But
There are people out. Yeah, exactly. Yes. But God bless you all for it. But anyways,
I do thank the people that do, but I don't know how to react to it because I'm not good at doing that.
No.
I've been busting my ass since I was 16 to make a living.
And me too. 16?
Right?
Oh, yeah. You have a kid? Get a job. Bam. That was
But,
it. Join the workforce.
I don't want to. That's why we haven't done the members yet because I'm like, I don't.
Yep.
I don't want to ask people for money.
But we have talked. We have talked and said, hey, we will probably have a few devices created, built, and ready for sale if there are anybody within the continental U.S. that are just like, I can't build it, I need to buy it, and
we will.
The goal will be to make it cheaper than anybody else, and if possible, more effective in some way or the other.
And it's not going to have all the flashy bells and whistles and things that it doesn't need, but it'll have the things that it needs to work.
Yeah, but again, if we can find a way to tell you, look, don't buy this paranormal device that's on the market, not because we hate that device, but because we're trying to save you money, but you can buy this device that does the same job just a little differently, we're going to tell you that. Exactly. This does the same job as the paranormal music box. Exact same job. Except for it gives you a distance versus playing noise.
Crafty, and Brent knows this as a fact. When I was 17, I moved out of my house and was living in the Kmart parking lot for 3 weeks.
Yeah.
In my car until I moved in with my buddy Scott. And
shout out to Scoot.
His parents took me in. I had to pay rent there, but I moved out at 17. I was homeless. I was living out of my car. I was busting my ass going to work every morning, and that's how I've been ever since. I've been busting my ass at work to provide the things that I provide for the family now.
And isn't God great, bro? I'm just going to say that because look at where you're at now.
I know God is great. It came a long way from the Kmart parking lot in the old
blessings upon blessings.
90, Mustang GT.
Oh man, I remember that. I remember that car, bro.
Come a long way. Yep, it's something. I was living out of the Kmart parking lot for 3 weeks. Every night I was sleeping out of that parking lot, and then because there was a gas station there with a pisser. There was food there that was open 24 hours if I wanted it, and it was close to the job, so it was a good place to sit.
Yep. Yep, I know it.
But I know how it is, Crafty. I've been busting my ass ever since.
That's fun, I know.
All right, folks, that's about it. We're an hour and a half in. We're not going 2 hours again. My goodness.
Nugget. Contact Jared. Hit me up. Would you guys like to see me and Nugget get on a show? That would be awesome. Go ahead.
Huh?
I said,
what you saying?
I want to know. First off, I want Nugget to hit you up to get my contact info. Okay, he said he did. I'm ready to get on a show with Nugget too. I'm hoping people would like that. I think we're gonna come up with something good.
Okay.
Oh, did we lose Jared?
I'll share everybody on Battleborn would as well. I'm sure everybody on Battleborn will share the Nugget Brent stream.
You're damn right.
What's Deb saying here?
Hey, people could donate to the cost of you guys building a piece of equipment. Then you donate to a small new channel that doesn't have much equipment. That's a great idea. And you know what? I think about
Great.
stuff like that all the time. A few times a year, or at least around Christmas, doing something like that. You guys know I'm a huge Christmas fan. I'm a giving person. My wife, I'm the kind of guy who's like, go to a restaurant with the worst service out there where everybody else will be like, complain. And I'm like, screw that. Give this waitress, $50 for just trying,
If y'all wanna do
whatever.
that, if everybody in the community wants to do that, to put together, to get the pick a team, put the money together, and we will put that thing together
and give somebody something cool like a one of these or something like that. One of these. Oh, that's awesome! I love that idea.
And the one thing that you can do with this team, with this Pasadena Paranormal team, is you can trust this team to do that.
Yeah, we will. And it's one of those things. This is where it always sucks. It's like, you see people doing stuff like that, and you're like, oh, they're just trying to, boost themselves up and show whatever. The only reason you would know about it is to show that we actually did it, what we said we were going to do, and it's like, I personally would rather do something in secret and only that person know it. That's just my way. It's like there's no need for the glam of everybody knowing it, but if someone needs to know that, we'd show it.
Miss Donna, you don't need a big team.
No.
You don't need a big team.
No.
For the longest time, it was only me and Brent. You find yourself a friend.
That's it.
And that's what you do.
There's plenty of people that do this stuff solo.
I'm
but
happy about Saturdays because I love investigating with Brent. I mean,
dude,
and Jackie.
This will be our first one back at it, just you and me.
I know. I'm very excited.
I'm geeking, and I love Jackie. I love Ed. There's no replacement. There's no giving them up. But I'm excited. Just you and me, old times, getting back in it.
Old times. But that's going to be it for tonight, folks. Again, Wednesday, I hope to see you at the premiere. Saturday, we hope to see you at the live. It's going to be a good one. We're going to do it from the basement of the Rising Sun Inn, which seems to be highly active.
Sorry.
And, what's that?
I see Crafty talking. Yep. It's all right. Go ahead. Sorry.
Yep. So that's it. Everybody have a good weekend. Thanks for coming. I hope you enjoyed it. So for me
and Brent,
Pasadena Paranormal, we wish you would do, and we will not let you walk into that darkness alone.
Cheers, everybody. We love you all.
Have a good one.
Last swig.